Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Lois.
Oh, hiya.
I'm I'm so pleased to see you both and ready for another episode, if you like, of the Simply Spooky show on Things Network. So how have you been, Lois?
I've been absolutely fine, but my computer is fucked now, so I need to use the tablet, so it doesn't even look like I'm looking at you. It looks like I'm looking away in the far distance.
That's all right.
But I'm paying
We
attention.
understand. We understand. How are you, Jay? How's your week been?
Yeah, all right. Getting over my hangovers from Saturday. That was good. It was all
Oh,
right.
were you out
So,
partying?
yeah, it was all right. I met someone that was interested in paranormal, so that was quite an interesting talk. So,
Oh, did she tell you that her bed was haunted?
no.
Did you see that memo shared a while ago? When you
Yeah,
try to speak to normal people, it's like
yeah,
my bed's haunted.
yeah, I
Quite a
had
good
that.
meme.
Yeah,
I
I did
will.
see that. I will.
Hey,
Yeah, but
Hi,
no, it was good.
Nettie.
I know.
hey.
But, it was all right.
Oh, good. I'm
Please,
glad you deserve some
please,
happiness.
everyone in the chat, please do say hello. Let us know that you're there. And if you can share this, brilliant. We don't mind you sharing out. In fact, we encourage it here, only because we're too lazy to do it ourselves.
That's all right. That's what I'm doing now. I'm looking like I'm looking above something. It's
You
driving
are
me
in there.
fucking nuts.
So tonight, you'll notice we haven't got Dan. Dan is still off on sick leave. He's not been very well, so he's taking some time out, and we hope that Dan gets better soon and
We
joins us
do.
very soon.
Love you, big
Yep,
man.
definitely. I'll hurry back.
But in the meantime, tonight we are going to be talking about spirit touch, not of the nice nature, and ghostly attacks, physical attacks. So it might get a bit heated in here because we might laugh at Jamie because I know what's coming.
You're horrible, you are.
Oh, Lo, did you hear that? He called me horrible.
I know, bad boy.
Yeah, don't you call me horrible.
Hey, Rab.
Hello, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Or Rab.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'll translate
I
for Lois.
will
Rab.
absolutely love when you English say Rab because it's so funny the way it comes through.
When you say Rab, I think of Rabsy Nesbit.
Yeah.
That's what I think of about. Ghostly goosing.
Ghostly goosing.
So yeah, so that's the subject tonight. It's you're gonna be sitting there thinking, when you hear all these things coming out, you're gonna be thinking, oh my god, really? But we'll let Parker start because he's the naughty one.
I'm
What do you
not.
think, Lois? Should we let him go first?
Yeah. Age before beauty.
So I think we should go to the youngest. I think Lois should do it.
No, definitely you. I like to hear your story. You're like you Dan for a while, so I want to
Yeah,
embrace it.
I'm not the
yeah.
oldest one.
We need to keep you under control.
That way. So my birthday weekend, we decided to go to Woodchester Mansion. And we did the ancient Ram on the Sunday. So everyone's heard of obviously the Ram, but I don't think Woodchester is that kind. It's quite well known, isn't it? But I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
Why should we be nice to Parker?
Yeah.
He's naughty.
Thanks, William.
I hope
Hey,
you feel
Joanne.
warm soon, Joanne, because Canada has some serious snow. I just thought. Anyway, carry on.
So we went to Winchester Mansion on the Saturday. I think it was the coldest night, well, the coldest day ever, wasn't it? I think it was down to like 9 or 6, so it was quite cold, and obviously the building's limestone as well, so it was put a bit of chilly on you. So we did the investigation through the night, which we had some quite interesting stuff. And then me and Viv decided, without no cameras, well, we did have cameras on us, to go for a walk And so we was decided to have a look at the leaflets, what we could do around Gloucester on the Sunday afternoon for my birthday or whatever. So we're there, and it's a massive long hallway. There has been sightings of a young boy there, and so me and Viv were talking, but I did say through the start of the night, it would be good if I got touched or poked or whatever, or scared the ghoulies out of me, because it was my birthday on the Sunday. So we're talking, and the guys are in the what would you say, the base, when it, Viv?
In the base room, yeah.
Yeah, drinking a coffee or whatever, eating some food, and all of a sudden my hand was in a clasp position. So, no, I can't really say it, but yeah, it was like in that someone shook my hand, and it went really ice cold, and I must have jumped about 6 foot, and I'm only 5'5". So yeah, and Vivian was like, JJ, what's the matter? And then started laughing. And all we hear is Dan going, should we go and see if Jay's all right? But then everyone was like, well, no, because Viv's laughing, so Jay's must have hurt himself. Well, actually, I hadn't. I'd been touched and moved forward by some spirit. But Viv touched my hand, and I was still ice cold, but still in like the handshaking position. But that was kind of an experience that it will stay in my head for quite a while, because obviously Viv just started laughing, which I was like, what are you going to do?
Was that, so, when you got touched, would you say that it was not aggressive? It was like, come with me sort of thing?
Yeah, it was like, come and I want to show you something kind of thing, because I did go forward, didn't I? I know I went quite high up in the air. I did start filling, and then that's happened, and I've gone forward with my hands like quite far away from.
Did you feel yourself being pulled?
Yeah,
forward?
Yeah. It was quite a forceful move, but even you touched my hand, and it was ice cold.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that could have been from the weather as well.
So the question I've got to ask you, at that moment of you being touched,
yeah,
did you feel? Now, don't talk as Jamie the medium, talk as Jamie the person.
Yeah.
Normal person. I say normal, I use that word loosely because you're not normal.
No.
Did you feel anything through your body at that point of you being touched and pulled?
Did I feel anything?
Yeah. Apart from your hand, did you feel anything? Did your heckles go up? Did you feel
I had
anything different?
I had a static feeling in my hair, and I got really bad goosebumps as well.
Everywhere?
Yeah, on my arms. Just on my arms. It weren't everywhere. But also, when you get that feeling where someone has ran through you.
Describe that to people who don't feel that, because...
So, like, how can I explain it? Like where you done something naughty and your mum or dad are chasing you up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. So you got
kind
heart
of
palpitations.
Yeah, it's got that type of, you're that scared to get up so quickly up them stairs because you're going to get hiding around the arse or whatever.
Look at this. Look at this. That's just.
I know what it is. It's my dressing gown. I came with my dressing gown tonight. That's what it is. Because of how cold it is in Scotland.
No, he says I look like I've got a rope around my neck.
Oh, right. I thought it was you. I thought it was me even.
No, it's just called flabby bits. I suppose around there. It's just called a fat neck. Rob, it's just called a fat neck. That's what it is. He's saying I've got a fat neck. That's going on a diet now.
But no,
I'm going off, Rob.
Yeah, so it's like going upstairs.
No, don't be sorry.
sorry.
Don't be sorry. We don't mind. We don't mind, honestly. We like it when people take the piss out of us in the chat. We don't mind that at all. In fact, we encourage it.
Right?
So, Jamie, so during it, you said you felt like somebody had gone through you.
Yeah.
But what did you feel like directly afterwards?
I felt all right.
So it was gone. How long would you say that situation lasted with you? Oh, Lois is getting all sexy. Look at that.
Probably about 45 seconds. It wasn't long, if you know what I mean. It wasn't like about 45 seconds.
We need to change that name down there to Ooh La La Lois.
Oh,
Ooh La
that's
La
enough to make
Lois.
you. That's enough to make you that.
Ooh la 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 ginger.
We love her. So, Lois, have you had any spirit touch or any attacks or anything that's happened to you?
I've had spirits that have came the windswept look. Me like dragged through a bush look.
No, it's windswept and interesting.
That's it. Yeah, there was a couple of times where I've been touched by spirit, but it's no like a bad way. I think it's more a curiosity touch, and it's been like on my arm and that. But I've not had any, like bad touches, like spirit being horrible. I've never had that experience, so I wouldn't know how that would feel like. What, tell a lie, I did. When I was out with Spig last year, my last investigation, we were doing the cellar, and I think a ghost was trying to show me recreate the scene, but somebody had committed suicide and had hung himself, and then just as I was saying it pulled me back.
No. Kelly says you're echoing. Can you turn your volume down a smidge, do you think?
Does that... I'm literally that off of nothing.
What about you, Jay? Can you turn your volume down a smidge?
Is that better?
No, speak. Speak!
Speak!
Is that better?
That's better. How is it now, Kelly?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn off my cam and mic now, and I'm going to go and find earplugs, see if that helps.
Okay.
Give me 2 secs.
Okay. She's not windswept and interesting anymore. She's gone. You still there, Jay?
Yeah.
Oh, just make sure you weren't stuck or anything.
I'm daydreaming.
So, spirit touch. It can be a good thing. It can be a really nice thing. It can be quite exhilarating. And it also can be quite horrible.
Yeah.
And it can be quite intruding. And I will speak for myself, where I have been touched by spirit while I was sitting down between my legs on my nunny, right? And it wasn't just a touch, it was
a forceful.
No, it was a flicker.
Oh, really?
And yes, it wasn't good at all. And so I thought, oh, is that me just imagining it? So I excused myself, got up and left. So the people sitting along the bench that I was on, they sort of moved down, made space. And the person that sat in my place 5 minutes in had exactly the same thing. So that was quite intrusive, let's say. It shouldn't have touched me there and done to me what it did. And it also, I say it was a he did it to my colleague, exactly the same thing. And she was just like me. It was a case of, oh, did that really happen? Was I imagining it? Excused herself and came out. Now, once she left the room, nobody else moved down because they had enough room. So nobody else had that situation happen to them. But that left me feeling quite... When it happened, I thought I was imagining it, and it happened again a second time, and it happened for a long time. So I left. I thought, this can't be happening to me. This is quite what I thought was disgusting, to be honest. I even checked under the table to make sure nobody
there was no hands
was under the table doing disgusting things. So, and, you know, I had the torch and was under the table. No. Anyway, so that afterwards left me feeling dirty. Even though nobody had touched me physically, like in the flesh, it left me feeling quite dirty. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, you put you in that horrible position, didn't it?
And I even spoke like privately afterwards with my colleague that it happened to. I asked her the same question. How do you feel? How did you feel? How did you feel before, during, and after? And the after, she had written down the same thing I had. I felt dirty, you know, because it was given, that happened without permission.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know, and it's like if somebody in the physical had done it, I would have stamped and stomped all over their head. They wouldn't be alive, honestly. But yeah, this was something that you can't do anything about.
No.
Now, that brings me, hi Paul, Mr. Mould is in the house. Hello, Mr. Mould. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. So that happened, and that was going back a few years. But now you hear about people that are touched by spirit in a sexual way.
Yeah.
Without permission. Sometimes, you know, something happens and it's something and nothing, or it's something more serious.
More serious than that, yeah.
Yes. And I'm going to refer to that case they made a film of, where the woman was being raped continually by unseen hands, leaving marks on her body, physically raping her, whether she was in the shower, trying to sleep on her bed or whatever. She was constantly attacked in a sexual way. Can that really happen? What do you think?
Did you
investigate the place of who or what was doing it to Viv? We were investigating, I'll tell you what it was. We were investigating, we were one of the first people to go in and do it, and we were investigating. It was an old gentleman's club that was owned by the man who, hi Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
He became, it was an old gentleman's club with the room for women, but it became the foundation for Barclays Bank, basically. This man that owned it had the links, and eventually it became Barclays Bank. So yeah, it was a proper investigation in that place. So what was we saying? We were talking about the entity, about people constantly being
touched and
more likely a physical attack. Like Nettie says, the entity was based on a true case. It was based on a true case. That is true.
The problem is you've got all these ghost shows that portray that you get harmed. There's demons. I mean, there's no one show that doesn't say we've got demons all the time. Zach Baggins.
Only mainly the shows out of the United States. I feel.
Yeah.
I feel, and it's something just to get ratings. You don't hear it so much from. I'm not saying that the British are better, because we're not, but you don't hear it so much on British shows.
No.
And you don't hear it so much on some of the other shows that come from across the world. Yet I have heard once or twice on a couple of Canadian shows them using the D word, and it spoiled it for me, really. But it's just an entertainment thing, isn't it, really? But I
wonder
think,
what they would do, really, if there was demons. Like, what would they really do if it did happen?
But then the thing, the sexual attacks that happened to me, my colleague, and even the woman on the entity, right? So let's just talk about them. Why are some people more prone to it, or how does it work? I mean, I know with the entity case, for us, hands down, that when she moved house, it didn't follow her. It all stopped. And the people that moved into the house that she was living in didn't
Carried on.
experience anything. Now, when she moved house, it didn't stop straight away. It was a gradual process, but it did stop. And she was going through a very bad divorce. For me, now mine was nothing like what she had. Mine was just a dirty old man trying to put his hand up a woman's skirt. But in my scenario, I wasn't going through any divorce or having any life traumas or anything like that, and neither was my colleague. So why did it happen to us two and not the people down the end, moving down the end of the bench?
It could be the fact that maybe you don't think you are vulnerable, but it could be the fact that you are. Maybe the spirit's picking up on this. You might not think that you are, but it could be that, though.
Yeah, at the time, there was just no explanation, because it happened to me, the person sitting next to me.
I think it's because the aura you probably give out, you know, you got that loving, warming feeling about you. So he probably thought that, well, you were nice, you know, you give that aura. That's probably why he...
Do you know what, though? That's it. After being a nasty bitch now, you're going to have to do the same.
I know, let's be nasty. Ah, you bastards.
Yeah. So the woman, right, so this leads on to another question. So if you have a trauma or something going on in your life, do you think that we could manifest that touch, or even, I'll go as far as to say, marks on your body? I don't mean scratches, forget scratches. I'm talking about bruises, bite marks, all that sort of thing. Could we manifest them ourselves on our own body without realizing we've done it? What are your thoughts on that?
I think if you're easily bruised, and I'm not saying this could be the case, I'm just using this as a debunk, but it could be that maybe somebody during the night, like this lady or whatever, may have been, like, you know how sometimes in your sleep you do things and you wake up, you think, how did I get that bruise on me? And then it's like sometimes you don't know if you've been wrestling yourself during the night, or maybe you've been gripping yourself too tight.
That's a good idea, good thought, because I know Andy, one of Andy's friends, he got drunk one night, come home absolutely hammered, got himself into bed. And he said, even though I was drunk, I was fully aware what was going on. He says, I just got myself to sleep. And he felt fine. He woke up in the morning, his chest was killing him, absolutely killing him. Got himself down to A&E to find he had a broken rib. And what had happened is, where he was tossing and turning in the night with the duvet, fighting the duvet and stuff, give himself a broken rib.
Oh,
wow.
So it does make you think, could we physically manifest these things on our body? Because I've known it to happen to people in daylight, like not just at night time. This is like during the day. So Kelly's hit a nail on the head there. She said the mind is an incredible thing. So could we, our mind, our subconscious mind, the brain we don't use, could we send ourselves signals that is actually we're giving ourselves our own bruises from the inside out, and not realising it? It's
no, really. Bit of a tough.
So Dan, I'm going to talk about Dan. I've been on a couple of investigations with him. I've got 2, and I know it's happened before on other investigations. I'm going to bring it up. he keeps being touched on his bum.
His bum, yeah.
I was trying to keep a straight face there, but it's hard when Dan tells the story. It's
hilarious, isn't it? He says, Viv, something's touching my bum. I said, well, ask them what they want. I said, sit back down in the same place and see if it happens again. And it did. It's
again,
so funny.
It could be a playful ghost. It could be somebody that's attracted to big arses.
Maybe. But Dan's still, Dan's got that, the character, he's got that quite funny
that personality.
So the spirit might go, well, he's a good laugh, I'm going to have a joke kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he gives up a good aura as well, doesn't he? He's got that quite good energy when he goes out ghost hunting. Well, we all have, really.
Mm-hmm.
But
do you know when you was grabbed when that thing touched your arm, Lo? How was the feelings? Can you remember back what the sensations were like? What did you feel during a time and afterwards?
I think first of all I was quite taken aback because that's like, I'll go to my first one. When I was investigating this hotel, I'd obviously seen a room and it didn't look anything like I could see it to what it was before than what it was now. And I can remember the feeling it almost feels, hey,
Lois,
Chantel.
Lois, we got to do it. Ready? After 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Chantel! There's no way you're going to get me doing a quartetto with Dan.
She's in the house. She's not a mouse. Chantel's in the house. Sorry, Chantel.
I love her.
We don't do it like Dan does.
I know, Dan's brilliant at it. And I can remember the first time, and it's dead scary because you think, is it my mind? Is it just my mind playing tricks on me?
Yeah.
But it was a really nice feeling and all, because I think as well, you've got to recognise that they're recognising you. They might not know who you are. They might know. They don't know who, obviously, thingy, but it's nice to get that wee bit of acknowledgement, to get touched.
Yeah.
Like, it's saying thank you, because obviously I'm letting the person speak and be able to tell the story.
Yeah, exactly. Jay, can you blow a kiss, not just for Chantel, but for all the ladies in the chat?
There you go.
Another one for Chantel alone.
There you go.
Is that all right, Chantel?
I blew a loads.
Oh,
I hope you feel
get well, Chantel.
Kelly's asking, does anyone put equipment in that area for evidence? Yes, we do. And we even have someone who can now prove spirit touch. But
I was going to say.
That's another show.
Do you know, I love that. Fascinating. I think that's quite fascinating. See, when you told me that there's somebody, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want to get naked in front of this person to be examined, but yeah, I'm fascinated that somebody's actually thought up and outside the box.
Yeah.
So you imagine, I know.
Imagine one and pretend it's happening. That's how it works, Robert. So, and it says, if that happened to me, I'd have to go back a few times. Just, you dirty Gertie. And next Well, thank you, Jay, because I didn't see because I was typing.
There you go.
Can you do a sloppy one?
No.
Can you do one that you do like that?
Here's a question for you guys, right? And for everybody in the chat, right? Do you think that bad attacks happen to the person because of negativity? There could be somebody there, or the way that they speak to the spirit, maybe not be really respectful.
That's a good question.
Let me try and explain something. I went and did an investigation that involved, I didn't know at the time, but at the place they had bear baiting. Back in the day, it was bear baiting.
Bear baiting.
So they'd have bears down in the, kept under horrible conditions, and it was nasty. Anyway, I did this investigation, could smell wet dog. I thought was wet dog.
Yeah.
And it was always out of sight. We heard the growling. The growling is not like a dog's growl. If you hear a bear growling, I've since gone back and checked
We've got
it
the
and
echo again.
compared it. Yeah. So there was bear baiting going on. This thing came home with me. And as a medium, I was told by my guides and stuff that it couldn't be removed because of the fact that it was a wild animal. No wild animal is going to go into any light or go anywhere or do anything. It had to be sort of led away, and it took time. So there was that situation going on. So I wasn't working. I then went and had lunch with my son. We went off and we had lunch in a pub, a very famous pub in North London called the Spaniard. Okay. And we didn't actually even go into the pub. We sat in the gardens and we had our lunch in the garden. It was lovely. And coming from that garden, going back to his house for a cup of tea and then coming home, I felt really tired and took myself off to bed. I just all of a sudden had no energy.
Yeah.
So I took myself off to bed. I then was attacked. And I say I was attacked. I was picked up by the neck and thrown against a wall. And I had the bruise marks. You could see the bruise marks where I was hauled up and thrown. My shoulder, done all my shoulder in, all my arm, my elbow, my hand, my hip was bruised where I hit the wall. I had a big bruise come up on my hip. And these bruises ended up with me. The ones around my neck went quicker than the ones on my hip. 2 months that recovery time took. And then you have the spiritual recovery afterwards. And I found out the reason I was attacked was because my auritic field was torn to shreds by this wild bear when it attached itself to me. There was a reason why it attached itself to me, not because I happened to be medium or because I was there as an investigator or because I'm a sensitive. None of those reasons. The reason that bear attached itself to me is because my guide wears bear skin and the bear head.
Yep.
And saw another bear. So that bear went to my bear.
Thought it was a threat.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, my guide had to calm the bear and take it and away. But in the meantime, my auritic field is so torn to shreds, it's like ribbons, that I was told not to do anything, not to work, not to do any mediumship, not to go any ghost hunts, do nothing, because then it allows anything to come in. And I mean anything. And all I did was go to lunch somewhere. I went to lunch. I didn't know I was going to that place to have lunch. And that place is a reputably very haunted pub. It's very old. The haunting is very famous. I didn't know anything about it because I'm just oblivious, you know. And then that happened. And that happened because of what happened previously on my investigation. So in answer to your question, Lois, I think, yes, you can be attacked quite easily, but I think you're attacked for a reason. So you have people that go on investigations and it's all about them and, I don't like that room and, I've got an attachment. Shut up, you know, get up, go away, because they're ruining it for everybody else. But then when something seriously does happen and you need to spend time with that person or help them or whatever, when it's absolutely genuine, you'll find those genuine people, they keep this quiet. And it's when they go outside or on a break, I don't feel well, or that's when it all comes out.
Yeah.
So it's those people that I trust, those ones that tell me, I've got an attachment. This man won't leave me alone. I've got to leave this room. It's like, unless they can tell you why they have to leave this room, what does it feel like? Why do you feel like it's so negative? Because negative is our own perception. What is negativity?
Mhm.
I don't like Coronation Street. I think I won't watch Coronation Street on TV. Am I being negative because I won't watch it? To Jamie, who watches Coronation Street day in, day out, loves it. To him, I'm being negative. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or if I feel that room feels dark, what do they mean by dark?
Yeah.
Is it just dark because you can't see?
No,
Or
Dark
what is it?
is
Because
that
these
something's in
people
there,
don't, they don't tell you the truth. They don't tell you exactly what is going on. Do you know? Does that make sense, Lo?
aye.
I'm getting a bit sick now.
Now you know how we felt like, Jay.
I know, it's because it's the tablet. I'm like, I'm not used to this shenanigans. And do you know why it kicked me there? Because I went to look at the comments to see what everybody was saying because it's not letting me. It's literally bringing up the comments, but no seeing news, guys. And I'm like, fuck this shit.
Oh, talking about Dan on
his bum. Yeah.
On his bum. Hey, Sarah Louise. But see, the hardest thing that's going to be, right, is if, say, somebody gets attacked with paranormal, and you need to see, obviously, the hospital. You need to go to the hospital. That must take some explaining. The hospitals are not going to buy that.
How often does that happen, do you think, Lo? Very, very rarely. My injuries were bad, right? But there's no way that I was going to go to hospital. I just took paracetamol and an ibuprofen. That's it. But how would you go to a hospital?
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you going to go to a hospital with?
Exactly.
Well, say for example, like that ghost had got you by the neck, right? Say they did that wee bit of damage. You go to the hospital, right? And you try and explain that to a doctor or a nurse, and they just stand there and look at you and say, aye, right.
Do you know what I'd do? I'd say, I need to see a doctor. My husband tried to strangle me. My neck's never been the same.
Poor Andy.
You wouldn't.
Poor lad.
You wouldn't say, I wouldn't put it that way. I mean, I've been in a situation where I got dragged out of bed, and that fucking hurt. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't swear. That hurt. I got dragged out of bed by my elbow by unseen hands. That's right.
Oh,
and that did hurt. But I forgot about the pain round here. I forgot all about that pain. I was more worried about the fact that I got dragged out of bed. It's like, right, who wants to fight? Who wants to fight? I was like, come on, who wants to fight? Dragging me out of bed. Who is it? Who is it? Yeah, I was ready to launch myself at someone, but there was nobody there to launch myself at. So...
Who's John tonight? I thought he made an appearance.
I think he's downstairs
getting
fed. Yeah.
I get it.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. I'm in a rock jump. I need to go around Ghost. I need to be around Ghost more. It seems like you get more action with the dead. Bring it on. This is like over years and years of it. Years and years. I mean, how long have I been doing it? Too fucking long, that's all I can say. I'm not going to give you my age away.
You're 21, Gov.
Parker's going to get smashed in the face in a minute.
I'll record that, but I'll need to hold the tablet with my feet. I'll get my phone.
Yeah. It'll go viral in seconds.
Yeah.
That's it.
Go on.
No, that's what I was saying. That's it.
So, what's been your thoughts about people that get attacked, though, seriously? You know, what do you think about these 3 scratches thing?
Oh, I think that's a load of took, really, to be fair. I think they've just ditched themselves. You know. Oh, I don't know.
What do you think, though?
I think, right, I honestly think it's like, I've been I've been running you guys too long, so I just say it the way it is now. I think, to be honest, I think it's far in between. As Parker says, right, it could be, like, again, it comes back to my theory, it could be, you know, how somebody sleeps. We all sleep weird ways, you know, you could be resting, and it's easily done, because when you're resting your fingers...
What about when you're investigating?
You might have an itchy back, no
Yeah,
realise
it might have been itchy, yeah. You might itch
or
your
you might have
clothes or
some
whatever.
clown trying to scratch you for whatever reason.
Mm.
But see, until it happens to myself, I think...
Just change your jobs. Sorry. I agree.
I think, see, if it happens to myself, then I would believe it. But I don't know. I'm quite sceptical. It's funny being a paranormal investigator, but being sceptical about some things in the paranormal. It's weird.
I'm very sceptical about stuff.
I know a story, and I'm not going to mention any names or any places, but an investigator had a little wee money spider just sitting on the top of their hoodie. Okay, out investigating.
I've heard this story.
All of a sudden, oh my God, why is your neck red? And then they see this scratch and this welt appear. The money spider had gone down his neck, and then he must have scratched himself or felt it.
Yeah.
Caught himself, but all of a sudden, there's this welt appeared. So he did it to himself. As well as, I believe, that clothes, anything that goes in, that can fall down inside your clothes, could make you scratch. So if you've got long hair, your hair go. I mean, I'm always molting. I am, but a hair could go in there, and then you just go like that. You know how you do.
Yeah,
scratch yourself. Your clothes can scratch yourself. You can cause the scratch. So what you're wearing next to your skin can also cause the scratch, and depending on how you move and react, or so there are logical explanations for the scratch. I'd be more impressed if a spirit wanted to scratch me, they'd put their name on, or for example, Jay was here, or go get food, or give me the drink, or something like that. Right? If they'd scratched that into my back, then yes, I would believe it. Yeah. Or go and get help. But the fact that they're doing these 3 scratches, I'm sorry. There are instances, I believe, where scratches cannot be explained when you have spirit animals, for example, dogs. You walk into a room, dog comes to greet you, jumps up at you, but you won't just get a 3 scratch. You'd get more than just a 3 scratch.
Okay.
I call it a 3 scratch. You'd get a little bit more than that. So there are the exceptions, but again, very rare. But these people that keep pertaining to, I've been on an investigation at, I don't know, the Galleries of Justice, and I got scratched in there. Yeah, and you're a fucking liar.
Dust can do it to you as well, can't it?
I've always been fascinated with the 3-finger scratch. What makes it 3 fingers? Like, spirits can't always have, wait, no, that was a bit like 4 fingers, but never mind. 3 fingers, I mean, why would... That's a bit fucked up. Like 3 fingers try to scratch someone.
It's like a chicken. Is that a chicken for 3 fingers?
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Chicken. I don't know. Maybe it's E.T. coming out, and you got the one.
Hey, Terry Two Willies.
Hi, Tel.
Terry Two Willies, where you been? We miss Terry Two Willies.
Yeah.
If you hold your hand up, you have 3 longer fingers. Yeah.
So if you're taking that, then you've got the 3. That's your 3 longest fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't scratch like that. I'd scratch like that.
Yeah, but you're just evil.
I do it like that. That's grab the boobies, isn't it?
I don't know.
Sorry. You have to watch that film. Is it called Step Brothers? Not Step Brothers. I can't remember the name of the film. Nick's the film buff. He would know.
Nick's my walking, talking encyclopedia.
He is.
Yeah,
He is. He's a good lad, is Nick. And I've bought some patches just to, if Nick watches
I've
this
got some patches I need to send to you, Viv.
Oh. Oh.
Not for you. They're for Nicholas.
Love it.
We might have to all buy one of those leather waistcoats and put our own patches on. Pretend we're Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Should we do that, Lois?
Oh,
No.
the doggy.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Cute.
He's all right.
You guys on now? Yes, we are, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric the Viking, where have you been? We love Eric. He's got a black pussy like my one. That's little John's. That's Johnny Pussy's girlfriend there.
Oh.
So, what else? I mean, what else do you think about spirit touch? I mean, do you think that they can touch us politely, or?
Well, you know they they can't because you've had that experience.
Yeah, but I think they can. I think they can touch us, and we not even realise.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the first person that they've seen in God knows how long, or you might remind them. Oh, hope you're having a good time.
What's at Culver's? What is it?
Culver's, I'm assuming, is a pub.
Oh, his pub is having a drink, is he?
I'm guessing. Maybe a restaurant pub.
Restaurant pub.
Maybe that when you embrace spirits maybe you might remind these spirits to somebody that they once knew. Maybe that somebody that thingy. I don't think like spirits would be menace, but mind you saying that, if you had like different I was on the right lines.
Eric, get a Bloody Mary and have that on me, because I love Bloody Marys.
Get a JD to me.
What do you want, Jay? While he's taking orders.
I'll have a pint of Guinness.
Pint of Guinness. Is that all right,
I'm going to put you down as a Guinness guy, Parker.
Yeah. Occasionally. I wasn't sad, you know. I was on the cider.
Cider, I've not drank that in years.
Dark fruit.
I had cider. Oh, I
love it. Totenberg.
I had Strongbow dark fruits, and I drank so much of it I was hanging the next day. It was awful.
Like I was Sunday.
Why just don't get a cider and just put blackcurrant juice in it?
You can do.
Brilliant.
You can do, yeah.
In Scotland we call that a diesel.
A diesel?
Yep.
Oh.
In England we call it dark fruit.
We have dark fruits in Scotland, you asshole.
A porn star martini. Oh my God, amazing. That's what they have on Towie. The girls drink a porn star martini.
And that's you're telling me Essex is not posh?
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
There was a woman, I know this is totally off topic, but I can always remember this woman that was on First Dates. And she was from Essex, and she's trying to go younger and younger, but I can't remember her name.
Miss
She's
Collins?
A wee woman. Maybe that's who it was. She's like, oh my God, it's like she wants a younger man and everything. It's weird.
2 for a tenner and 2 shots near me. That's
Finette, I'm coming.
That's not bad.
As long as it's a male porn star, I don't know. That's brilliant. If you find your way home, you've not had enough. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine being drunk? I know this is going off topic a little bit, but I've got to tell you this story. That all through the legend was this airfield was haunted, and this guy, he got so drunk, he found himself stumbling across this airfield, and he was rudely sobered up because he felt like somebody was throwing nuts and bolts at him. So he quickly sobered up, ran off the airfield and got himself home. Now, I went to that airfield. I knew about this story about him stumbling on the airfield and this happening. So I concentrate my investigation on this airfield. And lo and behold, I heard, it felt like heavy boots landing on mud. You know that sound, that thud sound?
Yeah.
And I kept hearing it quickly, like, got my friend, I said, quick, take pictures. When you hear this thud, take a picture. I heard a thud. I spun round with my torch. She snapped it. We got a full apparition of this guy on the airfield.
Wow.
And he's like bottom heavy, like he's got a parachute on, and he
I've seen
just hands up like this.
Yeah.
And the story goes, legend says there's this bloke on this airfield, and they nicknamed him Little Jack because he's not little.
Oh, Little Jack, yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, but we actually got the picture of Little Jack, and we showed it to them. There was all this big song and dance about it because they all thought it was this drunken story from this guy that come home from the pub pissed, and you know. So we actually was able to corroborate that man's story, and it actually made the local news and everything. It was quite interesting. But I've seen Little Jack. Have been over the years. I've seen him about 3 or 4 times now, but we got the picture. Yeah. Have we got that photo? I have somewhere.
I've seen it, so you've got it.
Not to hand, but I have got it somewhere.
Right, guys, I'm going to bow out because this is due to die.
Yeah. Do you want to quickly do the jar before we go? Jar of Doom time.
Yep, if you want, honey.
We can do it.
What have you done, Kit?
It's the Jar of Doom.
Aye, but you didn't have the Doom on it the last time.
Yeah, I know. It's been updated. It's slowly being updated.
Go on, Lo, you can pick.
Tell me when to stop, Lo.
Stop.
Right, okay. There's a couple here. Do you want number 1 or number 2?
Lucky number 1. 2.
I've just put 2 back in.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, go with 1.
Go with 1. It was because Jamie went 2, so I was shouting out for him. So
we have the subject for next week. Paracons, do you think they're a good idea? So we'll be discussing Paracons next week.
This is at your fault, Vivian.
I look forward to it, but I'll see you. I'll be around tomorrow night if you need me.
Okay, cool. I need to speak to you at some point this week anyway, so I will be in touch. You take it easy.
Okay. Love you, Bo.
Yeah, love you too.
See you
Bye.
later. Bye. 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 Bye.
So we have explain to people what that means. Well, this means we'll be talking about this particular subject next week on the Things Network. So that's what we do. The Jar of Doom has all our subjects for the following week. Some James put in there, some I've put in there, some Dan's put in there, and some even the people in the chat put their ideas down, and we take them and we put them in the Jar of Doom. So if you would like us to put a subject in the Jar of Doom, put it in the chat. We'll pick it up and we'll make sure that we add it. We'll add it and see what we get. So, and it says, oh, please can we put my 2 favourite in the jar? Tell us what your favourites are and we'll put them in the jar. Okay. Terry says Parafest is better. Hey, thank you, Terry. I'm biased, of course. I don't know. I used to organise a Paracon every year. It stopped because my partner we had differences and we went separate ways, but I am bringing one back, so watch this space. So they can be great or bust, depending. Agree, William. Kenny said bye to the subject.
Oh, by the subject.
Well, You have to tune in next week when we talk about that subject. We're going to keep you hanging for a week. I know what it means. People can research. Yeah. Paracon is good. I met you, Viv. I was talking to you before that Paracon, though, Terry. It's been a long time. Oh, incubus and succubus. Right, okay. I knew it would be a disgusting one. Let me write this down. Incubus and succubus. Okay, I'll put that in the jar.
Any more questions?
Wants to talk about VAC and sperm and blood transfusions. Blood transfusions, I'm going to put in there. Okay, I shall get one out of the transfusion thing. People that's pretending to be in the paranormal field. Okay, I've written that down too. Vaccine. Oh, we're talking about conspiracy theories and yeah. Paracon, as in a con. You haven't been to mine. I've had a few blood transfusions over my time, 500 units since 2016. Wow.
Bloody hell.
Fake people taking people's money. Fakes. Okay, I'm writing this down. I've written it down.
Take it down then.
I did. It's all on the back of this.
Oh, you did get it,
yeah? Oh, God, Jay. So what have you got coming up this week? Have you got much on this week? Are you out
Just
investigating?
No, I'm just working very hard. But no, that's all I do at the moment. Podcast, sleep, maybe go out. That's it.
Why does it have to be a conspiracy theory? Oh, no, the whole thing around vaccines and anti-vaxxers and vaxxers and all that sort of thing. Yeah, there's lots of theories and conspiracy theories that are flung out around all of that.
I don't know when I'm next going out. I'm going.
Well, I've had a few instances in going off in the house.
Okay.
Last few days. So, yeah, I've been trying to ignore it because I have got a paranormal team that will be coming into my house to investigate it.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for the activity to really, really pick up.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a team in. So, yeah. So
what was it, £250 for 3 hours?
£250? No. I won't charge them a penny. But yeah. Facts I'm talking about. To be honest, we would need a medical professional.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to get into the political side of it. It's, yeah.
It can get a bit naughty, can't it?
Yeah, and it does sound, she said, yeah, it sounds like too much to discuss. Yeah, it would be.
I think so.
Eric says, are you going to let know how it turns out? Yes, we will. And what I will do is I will try and go on a live at some point. I will do the live while they're investigating. I'll tell them I'm doing it as well. I think it's weird, things you collect. Oh, things you collect. Weird things you collect. Weird things you collect. Okay. I've put that down here as well. I've started collecting bones.
That's weird.
Why is it weird?
I don't know. I find it weird, me personally.
Why?
I don't know.
Well,
I think ever since we went to that investigation the other year.
This year, I am going to learn how to read the bones.
Oh, really?
Yes. So while people are using their tarot cards and tea leaves,
You're going to be boning.
and I'm going to... That means something else, Jay. You're going to tell Andy I'm going boning. Disgusting. Not going to learn to read the bones. It's just an old-fashioned way. I'm just trying to bring back the old ways to read the bones. So some people read the shells and call them bones.
Yeah.
I was reading an article about a woman who said she married a ghost. Could that be a subject? Yes.
Oh, I saw that on telly about that.
Ghostly wives, husbands. Okay. I'd have to be nice on that show. Video it all and don't miss things on camera everywhere. I hate hearing, oh, did you hear that sound? It was behind me. I missed it. Well, we use CCTV cameras. We've got a 16 camera rig and setup. We have what we call our static infrared cameras. We have Dan and I we have been talking about using the body cams, having body cams on us. We've also leave voice recorders everywhere. It is recorded to the hilt, and Dan's
everywhere.
he was even talking about bringing back the old data logger. So it is recorded everywhere. A lot of it you won't see because by the time you've gone through analysis, the analysis can take months because you've got that much going on. Yeah. Have you got the horn? Have I got a horn? No, I haven't got a horn. Not yet. I am. I do want a ram's skull and the horns. I would like one, but the prices of them are a bit ridiculous. So, but watch this space. Human skull first, and then I might get one. I see a woman marrying herself. Yeah. Oh, have you seen people that marry their pets? That's just weird. Was he called Bob? Oh, the woman that married a ghost.
Yeah, I think it was on TV, wasn't it? On ITV.
Yeah. That's going to be so cool. You wait. I think I'm going to have to keep Dan nowhere near. Because it'll just end up being a party in my house. Not if you don't have too many people there.
Yeah.
Normally when we go out, it's just 3 of us.
Yes.
Drive safely,
Drive carefully,
Eric.
mate.
Yeah, and mind how you go. And give my love to your sweet, lovely wife as well. Weird to you, but then it normal. But to them, it normal. No, this one married a pirate. Yes, and she was Irish, wasn't she? I'm sure she was Irish. Yeah.
Let's see. That's another discussion anyway. In that, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that is another discussion. She said she got pissed and ruined the honeymoon. Oh dear.
So what's on Wednesday night, Vivian?
Wednesday night on the Simply Spooky Network, and if those of you that don't know, we do also broadcast on another network as well. Wednesday night, tomorrow's show, we'll be talking to Mr. and Mrs. Baker. And Mr. and Mrs. Baker live they were from Oregon. I was lucky enough to meet them. And they have moved, yes. But we are talking Bigfoot and archaeology. Now, these two lovely couple have had first-hand experience with Bigfoot.
Nice.
And if I can tease it out of Mr. Baker, you won't believe what you will hear in. And I actually do believe him. He is a genuine person. They're both genuine people, lovely people. And they'll be talking about their Bigfoot experiences. I am super stoked and excited about this. I really am. I can't wait. So that's going on tomorrow. And then on Thursday on Simply Spooky, Lois and her gang are on talking. The show is called To the Grave and Back Again. And I think it takes on a more sinister edge, that show. It talks about true crimes and that sort of thing.
That's with Nick Muley in it as well.
With Nick Muley and Rosie. That's on Thursday. On Friday, over on the Simply Spooky Network, you have the Frighteners with Lois. So she has her Frighteners team. Ian Varro, Bri Dorber and Lois will be discussing a subject of the evening, and they go down rabbit holes, and it's very funny, and it's just Friday night fun. And on Saturday, I believe William Becker has Metaphysical Insights. It's the first and third Saturday of the month. So this Saturday being the first Saturday, William will be on with a guest. I don't know who he's got on.
10 o'clock UK time, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And on Tuesday nights, starting next week, I think, we have Mysterious Worlds with Paul Rook coming back. So we will not be broadcasting to Simply Spooky. We'll just stick to the Things Network, our home from home. We love the Things Network, and again, you need to check out the show schedules on the Things Network. There are lots of things on there, something for everyone. So yeah, you can catch us then. But I will be back with Jay tomorrow night on Simply Spooky Network, and we will be discussing all things big and hairy. Not Jay or Dan.
Yeah.
Well, Jay's not really that big. I think you're about the same height as me, aren't you, Jay?
Yeah. I'm not that big.
So, you're not that big. And you're not that hairy. Are you hairy?
No.
You're not that hairy either?
No. So
Andy's big and hairy.
Yeah, he's a squash.
He's a squash. He's a Bigfoot. So we're going to end the show here. If anybody has got anything else, you want to ask anything, or you want to say anything before we call it an evening in the chat. Terry's big and hairy. He's a Bigfoot. Terry is a big, hairy Bigfoot with two willies. Terry, two willy, hairy Bigfoot. That's what we're going to call you. Yeah, so we'll be back next week. I'll come to yours to investigate. Ooh, yes. Oh, you'll love it here.
Wouldn't want the prices to tell.
What do you mean wouldn't want the prices? They expect me to cook for them, then they get a price.
It's 3 hours, $2.50.
Terry is the perfect man. Well, don't tell Terry that.
She's been dirty. She's been dirty.
I know. I don't even know why we call him Terry Two Willies. It just sounded good at the time. Bargain. Right, we will be back next week. We're going to call it a day.
Yep.
If you want to get in contact with us for any reason, if you want us to investigate, you want readings, I might even do a show on the Simply Spooky Network with just readings all night. So we will see. That might
would be
come
really interesting.
Later on, we'll see. But until then, we're going to bid you all good night. You want to say your last words, Parker?
No, just goodbye and be safe, really. Enjoy it. And we'll see you Tuesday and tomorrow night on Simply Spooky.
And until we meet again.
See you later.
Take care.